Welcome to Soulful Conversations with Bithika Anand, exploring the person behind the lawyer. All of you will meet the who's who of the legal world with only one twist that we won't be discussing anything legal with them, digging deeper into their persona and exploring their true selves. I will encourage my guests today to introspect, look within, and speak with their inner voice. I'm also pleased to share that Bar and Bench, a renowned online platform, has happily come on board as media partners for this initiative, and they will be the official telecast partners for Soulful Conversations with Bithika Anand. Today, I have the pleasure of welcoming Mr. Sudhir Kumar Jha, Group Head and Group General Counsel at HDFC Bank Ltd. With over 4 decades of in-house counsel experience, Mr. Jha's career encompasses diverse industries including banking, insurance, and real estate. His notable contributions include working on the SARFAESI Act, RBI regulations, and SEBI's Takeover regulations. He specialized in international trade and finance at Oxford University. He holds a master's in financial management and is pursuing currently doctoral research in finance. He is recognized as one of the India's top 100 general counsels by Legal 500 UK and has received prestigious awards such as Star Echelon Award and BW Legal World's Top 100 General Counsel. So, hi Sudhir, so nice to have you on our Soulful Conversation and agreed to be part of it. Thanks a ton for it.
This is the first interview I have agreed because it came from you.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And anyway, so we'll talk about your journey. And of course, we are not going to talk about anything legal like law, but everything other than that. Tell us about your journey of becoming a general counsel and what inspired you for career in law.
Yeah. I think it goes back to my initial childhood. And I was born in a very small place, which is very near to Jamshedpur, which is a tribal area. And that's a Ghatashila Hindustan Copper Limited. That is where I was born and brought up because my father was a mining engineer. You are born and brought up with a concept of a go-getter side of a personality. And of course, quickly moving on to my career, I went to Delhi. And Delhi, I had, of course, got through in doing my master's in microbiology. But I was sharing my hostel room with one of the colleagues in the PG hostels in the University of Delhi. And this colleague happened to be pursuing law.
Okay.
And so I could read some of the law books. I found that this subject was very interesting.
Okay.
And so I thought that let me shift to law.
Okay.
Because since it's very interesting. Mm-hmm. So I took admission in law from the Campus Law Center. And as the Bihari bug would caught up, it was also a bug for civil services.
Okay.
But of course, during my tenure in law, I never diverted myself. I enjoyed my 3 years of law. Of course, I had the initial struggle of moving out of hostel and then again getting into a hostel out of the legal merit as the rule was there.
But were you able to finish your microbiology or whatever you started doing? Acha, you gave it. Okay.
Yeah. So people used to laugh that leaving microbiology and being waitlisted in law admission and still a person is interested. But actually, I found it very interesting while reading law books. And then I moved on to PG Men's Hostel because then I was lucky enough to get a hostel in University of Delhi. And of course, during my last year, that was in 89 to 92. 92, I did appear for civil services. I had given prelims, mains and all. But there was campus selection going on. Mm-hmm. And I had 2 options, either to get into the profession or campus selection was on, and this DCM group was there for the campus selection. So they had a scheme for business managers, and they used to select few people together and few from law. So they wanted to select one person from campus law center. And I got through, and at the same time, I was also offered LLM. So choice was very clear with me, but there was nothing of that sort that I wanted to pursue corporate side, but some feeling of insecurity prevailed at that point in time. I thought it's better that I pick up a job. So I got through in business manager scheme of DCM. And once I got in there, of course, they had a very nice training, and you're trained in various sectors. And then you have to choose a sector. I chose sugar. So I was in one of the sugar factories for 5 years in UP. That's Mawana Sugars. And I had a wonderful experience out there, because sugar was something when you touch sugarcane and sell sugar or byproduct, it's all law. And then I realized that it's a very interesting field, and you could do many things out there. And that time I never had in my mind that I should pursue GC or whatever. I mean, my main focus was to gather maximum knowledge in the field. So I moved to Mumbai. Mumbai, I came in 1997. I had joined SEAT. After SEAT, I moved on to Larsen & Toubro, and then ICICI. And suddenly it came on my way on the 10th year of my career, where I was offered a GC role in HDFC Limited. That's right. But all along, my whole approach was to have legal knowledge for every sector, be it be IT, be it be anything. It was just coming up at that point in time. So it just came along. I mean, but I always loved what I was doing.
But you did, if you look at your profile, so you have done a lot in finance and, that particular area. So I think from ICICI Bank, you moved to HDFC, right?
Yes, because this was the only area which I had never worked. I was on the other side of finance. So I thought, let me take it, because I always believed that lawyer as a profession is like a sharp knife, and if you're sharp enough, you can cut everything that you want. So that's how I moved on to finance. And gradually, if you ask me, I understand your question, is that I realized that being a lawyer, you can't be a lawyer. You should understand the area where you are advising. And to understand that area better, you need to equip yourself with the basic knowledge and the tools. That is how I pursued my master's in finance. And of course, right now I'm doing an interdisciplinary PhD with finance, law, and economics.
Interesting. So any more sectors still left to have knowledge of, or you are happy with this, happy with finance and banking?
I think, Bithika, I've been lucky enough because I have handled industrial sector, real estate sector, banking sector, NBFC. I've been lucky enough. In
so you have got so far
the project finance, the projects and everything.
Right. Correct. So what are some of your key values and principles that have guided you throughout your career?
There are only two things which I have always kept in my mind. One is what is very famously called, Satyam Vada Dharmam Chara. Always be on the side of what is true. And what at that particular point in time, you be in any role. You can be a father, you can be a brother, you can be a friend, you can be an advisor. What does your concept of dharma calls for? That's number one. Number two, I have always been influenced by one saying that, in your life, three people become your yes man. Your legal advisor, your medical advisor, and your financial advisor. Your future is doomed. So I have never been a yes man to anyone.
That's a right way, I think, and I think I really believe in it. And I really believe in it. If you just, any advice you give, you know what is right in that. It's just that you want to deviate here and deviate here to into the gray areas to find some solace and some answers. But I think everybody knows what the truth is. Yeah, correct. So, any individuals within the profession, legal profession, or outside who have influenced your career path or your life?
My, fortunately, unfortunately, none in the legal field.
Okay.
I have always been influenced by people who are outside legal field. The first person who has actually influenced maximum in my life is my maternal grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I had been with her during my childhood, and the way she has led her life. And she is one lady who has played a key role in approaching when you reach a dead end.
Mm-hmm.
How would you approach? What choice of thought would you choose?
Mm-hmm.
And of course, my father. Of course, I had a short span with him, but my father had his own way to teach the outside world to you.
Mm-hmm.
And my mentor, Dr. G.C. Datta Roy and Mr. P.V. Bakre, when they were there, they were in the sugar industry.
Mm-hmm.
The way they groomed me, the way they taught me, and the way they told me that whatever you do, you love.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily you get what you're interested in, but you
Right.
can always make things interesting which comes to you.
I really agree on that statement. That, whatever you do, I keep telling people, say, oh, I've already know all this, why should I do it now? I need to move to something new and everything. So I have to tell them that everything that you do, you can make it interesting, when you go deeper into it and you make it interesting. I totally agree with you. So, what do you enjoy most being a general counsel, and what are some of the challenges you have faced as a general counsel?
What I enjoy is that, in your role as a GC,
Mm-hmm.
you are the only one who can guide conscience of people,
Mm-hmm.
apart from you advise.
Mm-hmm.
What you're telling them is not right or wrong. It is whether you are being sensible or you're being stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have maintained a right path and not compromised your integrity, you are the one who can make or break.
Mm-hmm.
And that inherent satisfaction that comes in this role, that you are not supposed to compromise.
Mm-hmm.
That's the biggest gift.
Mm-hmm.
And you are free. The freedom and non-compromising position is a maximum that I've enjoyed in this journey. Few moments have been there which has impacted me in a way, not thinking anything else, but the impact that you have when you're in a corporate sector
Mm-hmm.
on a normal man
Mm-hmm.
and a normal person.
Mm-hmm.
What are you trying to save? Can't you find a better solution rather than, you know, there are situations where I have felt that do you want to solve this problem or you want to dissolve this problem? One of the biggest, saddest experience that I'd had is when I was in ICICI and I was handling Dev Motors.
Mm-hmm.
And one fine morning, you have all the powers and all the court orders to go and take possession. So bankers are there demanding money. The owners have fled the country. But when you enter to take possession, you see all the workers, all the laborers who have lost their job. Now, can you enter a home and ask them, where you see that the woods are burning,
Mm-hmm.
and you see there is flour, there's chawal, there is dal, the small kids, you have to throw them out because you want to take possession.
Mm-hmm.
Now, these are some areas, and there are many areas in law which I feel has to be dealt in a very, very different way. It needs a total revolution rather than a mere solution. And those things are impacted, and that is where the conscience comes.
Right.
That is this the solution, or you would have done something better?
Yeah. So I think there is, like, when you follow law, like just law, so there is a decision you can take just, following a law, but there is some human aspects that come in which doesn't seem right when you're following the law. I think very well said, very well said. Describe anything on your leadership style you can tell us, and if it has evolved over a period of time.
Yes. See, uh, people think that they are leaders. I feel that people make you leader. I've always felt it's a team who makes you leader.
Right.
There has to be an acceptance. It's like father thinks that he's made the son or daughter, but it is the daughter who makes a father.
Right.
It's the son who makes a father. I've never thought that I'm a leader. I've got a very inclusive model, because in our field, in law, I feel that we are all professionals, and so there cannot be a hierarchy. You have to keep, like today, if even a trainee comes to me, I make him or her very free to argue, to see. And the only thing that I have followed in my style is, which they call management. I break it in three pieces. I say that I always tell my friends and my team people is, you see, you have to think management as man, age, and mint. So what is that man? What is that human being there? If you can make out that here is a person who is surviving today because the fact that Almighty has made him worth something.
Right.
Now try to understand that man. It can be a human being. And look at his age, respect the age. And then he or she or you or something will reveal what he or she is meant for, and then help him or her to become what she is meant for. And you can only be a toolbox, nothing more than that.
True. So any memorable moment or experience from your career that has had a significant impact on you? Any moment, any experience like that has an impact with you? Sometimes I also say, okay, not if not impact, that you still maybe laugh at that memory, even till today. It may have happened many years back, but you still laugh at it. One of those, or any other experience you like to share with us, which has had an impact
one
on
of
you.
the experiences I never forget is, when I was a trainee and I had gone to brief one senior counsel in Allahabad High Court. And there we were told that we never used to engage anyone, so you have to brief the senior counsel. And I still remember, I was briefing Sudhir Chandra Agarwal, who was at that time counsel at Allahabad High Court. And he took the papers and he just threw it. And he told me, have you never briefed anyone? So I didn't get disturbed. I said, okay, sir, give me 8 hours. And I went back, and then my mentor came. Then Mr. Bakre, he taught me that this is how the briefing is done. And after a few hours, I again went and I briefed him, and he just looked at me. And he said, okay, Santi Bhushan is coming tomorrow, and I will not brief him. You brief Santi Bhushan. And I briefed Mr. Santi Bhushan. And Santi Bhushan, that time, Mr. Santi Bhushan told me that, okay, now that you have briefed, you're the first, legal advisor to a corporate. And I would like you to do research for me whole night. You can take it as a punishment, but that's what I want. And this is still, it stays with me.
You.
With a lot
You
of,
can't forget.
So I laughed at the event when the paper were thrown, and it had an impact. It had an impact.
I also can never forget the papers were thrown on me when I was doing my CA with SB Bilimoria and Company, because I'm a CA by profession. And I went to the income tax department and he just threw the papers on me. But let me tell you, I was very upset. He just threw my file on me, But I think I got upset with that, but I cannot forget it. So, if you were not a GC, Sudhir, what? Sorry. So, Sudhir, if you were not a GC or a lawyer, what would you have been? You can always say also that, no, I would have been a lawyer only.
I think if I wouldn't have got proper guidance, I was very influenced to become a revolutionist in the tribal area.
Okay.
I was very influenced by the people who used to have revolution movement out there because I have seen how tribals were being treated. That's number one. And the other thing that I would have become a singer because I used to be very involved in singing and all. And one day my father said that, Beta, this is a very tough profession you're trying. I mean, you better do an easy thing. So I think those are the two things I could have gone into.
So anyway, now in your professional life, you do want sometimes work-life balance. Otherwise, some people also say we don't understand what is work-life balance. It's only work. So let us say you do believe in work-life balance. Do you have any other passions or hobbies or anything that you are pursuing right now? Or
I'll tell you, Bithika, what happened is I never believed in work-life balance, but I always believed in equilibrium.
Okay.
The concept of equilibrium.
Balance.
There is no balance. Both are equally important.
Okay.
And I think I've been blessed the way I have managed. You are blessed with a family who helps you. And you also go back and give a career a slowdown. Suppose when my daughter was in 10th, my daughter was in 12th, my son was in 10th, I had slowed down. But yes, when I slowed down, I had triggered my passion of studies.
Okay.
So during that time, I managed that
I see in your
let me
profile.
also do something.
Right.
Yes.
And you're still pursuing PhD, it seems, right? You just said it.
I'm still pursuing PhD.
So you are still studying. Still studying, right?
Yes. I am at the thesis stage. So maybe by December, January, I'll be through with this. Let's see. Inshallah.
So I should take that cue from you. And sometimes I really feel I need to take a sabbatical and just study something to bring this little bit of change and balance or equilibrium in my life, dealing with so many lawyers for so many years. Anyway, so what is advice that you would like to give the young lawyers, or even any lawyer, what is some advice that you can give them from your experience?
From my experience, I think, one thing is very important, which I feel that which is missing in today's generation and many lawyers. They want to do too many things while they are studying law. I think anyone who's doing law should just enjoy doing law for 3 years or 5 years. They do too many things, number one. Number two, never ever put a past into the present. Every matter, every document that comes to you, see it afresh. See it that as if, you want to be there. But most important thing is that read, study, and study unrelated subjects as well. Ideas always come from unrelated areas. If you think that it will come from your own profession, it doesn't.
So does spirituality play a role in your life? Have you ever thought in this direction? Or does it mean anything to you?
Yes. I think spirituality is something which is so inbuilt in me. I feel that there's nothing beyond that. I feel that I have been in the sense that I'm a believer of Bhakti Marg. So as they classify now, I had been into it without knowing that this is called Bhakti Marg. Since childhood, as I told you, I'm quite influenced with my maternal grandmother, and she always used to take me to all the temples, all the places, and she was so surrendered. with all disparity in her life and challenges in her life. But I do believe in it. There's nothing not to believe in it. I mean, today there are ideas which comes to me, there are decisions which comes to me, and which I to next day someone asks me, how did you get this idea? I don't know from where it came. आते हैं गैब सी मज़ामी ख्याल में, आ जाता है. And I do believe in spirituality. I think I am blessed with Ma Bhagwati, and I feel that everything lies there. She takes care of everything.
Yeah, she takes care, and I think a lot of it is within you that comes. You say, "Na, oh, where this just bright, like you rightfully say, bright idea or a solution or something. You've been meditating or upset about something, and suddenly one day you get an answer to those issues." Yeah, and that is when you invoke from your within. I think that is what I think is spirituality, and you are kind of aligned with the universe, and then things just happen, in the best interest also. So any apart from your designation today, how would you want people to remember you? Like right now you are a group general counsel or whatever, general counsel. Anything, how would you want people to remember you?
First of all, Bithika, I feel that I keep telling everyone that who you are, it doesn't depend on anything, because once I move out of my cabin and I get onto a lift, I tell them, look at 5 people. Even within your lift, 5 people don't recognize you. They don't know who you are. And I think a human being should do something which can become a memory chip in everyone's brain, rather than they need to remember you. And at the end, I don't want this world to remember me. मैं पल दो पल का शायर हूँ, खत्म, बात खत्म होगी. क्यों याद रखना चाहते हो किसी को? कोई क्यों याद रखे तुम? अगर आप उनकी मेमोरी में हो तो आएगा ही जाएगा.
Yeah, if you have touched, somebody.
Your mother, father, you don't need to remember them. They are there. So you should be such a human being, and you should have, be blessed enough to be helpful to everyone who came in your life and your institution. That bad, good, ugly, you will be there in their memory. That's what I believe in.
Right. Absolutely right. So, Sudhir, very nice, for being with us today. And I think we learnt a lot more about you. I would have never known these things unless I had this conversation with you. And I'll hope to meet you also soon. Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah. I look forward to meeting you again.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.